The grand hall of the spaceship Eternal Glory sparkled with light. Thousands of blue-skinned Vari stood in perfect rows. They were there to honor their greatest hero. Ta walked down the long center aisle. His steps were firm, and his face showed no emotion. The special battle armor he wore made soft clicking sounds as he moved. It was black with gold lines that glowed in the dim light. The armor made him look bigger and stronger than any Vari in the room. The Vari were thin aliens with long limbs and large eyes. Next to them, Ta looked like a giant. His broad shoulders and powerful build made him different from the fragile-looking Vari. That was why they needed him so badly. "Today we honor the greatest warrior the Empire has ever known," announced Council Leader June. His voice echoed through the hall. "For 20 years, Ta has fought against the human threat. He has won 53 major battles. He has never failed us." The crowd clapped with their three-fingered hands. Their large eyes blinked in admiration. Young Vari officer Hyun watched from the third row. "I want to serve under his command someday," he whispered to his friend beside him. "They say he can think 10 steps ahead of any enemy. They say he once killed 20 humans with just a broken blade," his friend whispered back. On the stage, Jun held up a medal. It was the Order of Celestial Brilliance, the highest honor in the Vari Empire. The medal was a star made of rare crystal that glowed with its own light. "Without Tai, we would have lost the war against the humans long ago," said Jun. "They are violent and dangerous, but they are no match for our perfect warrior." Ta knelt on one knee so Jun could place the medal on his armor. As the small alien reached up, Ta's eyes looked straight ahead. His face showed nothing, but deep inside, something stirred, a question he couldn't quite form. Science Director Dai stepped forward with a small box. "We have also created a new enhancement for your battle systems, Champion Ta. This will help you fight even better against the human resistance." Ta nodded. "I live to serve the Empire," he said in his deep voice. The crowd cheered loudly. None of them noticed the small moment when Ta's hand tightened into a fist. None of them saw the flash of doubt in his eyes. Later, as the celebration continued, Ta stood apart from the crowd. He watched the Vari eat their strange foods and drink their blue drinks. They were celebrating victories he had won for them, battles where he had killed humans. But why did that thought suddenly feel wrong? "Champion Ta," said a voice behind him. It was Hyun, the young officer. "I hope to be worthy to fight alongside you someday." Ta looked down at the thin blue alien. "What do you know about humans?" he asked suddenly. Hyun looked surprised. "They are violent and want to destroy us. They attacked our outposts without warning. That's what we learn in training." Ta nodded slowly. "Yes, that is what we all learn." A sharp pain suddenly hit behind Ta's eyes. For just a second, he saw a different scene. A green field, a blue sky, people who looked like him, not like the Vari at all. Then the pain was gone. The strange image vanished. "Are you well, champion?" asked Hyun with concern. "It is nothing," said Ta, "just preparing for the next battle." As the celebration went on around him, Ta stood tall and strong, the perfect warrior. But inside, for the first time in 20 years, questions were beginning to form. And questions, for a weapon like him, were very dangerous things indeed. Ta entered his private room and closed the door. The space was large but simple. There was a bed, a desk, and not much else. No pictures, no personal items. A weapon does not need such things. With slow, careful moves, he took off his battle armor. First, the chest plate, then the arm guards. Each piece made a soft hissing sound as it came off. Under the armor, Ta wore a plain black suit that covered his whole body. He stood in front of the mirror on the wall. His face looked tired, but that was not what caught his attention. It was his eyes. They were brown. His skin was tan. Not blue like the Vari. He had always known he was different, but tonight that difference bothered him more than usual. I am Ta, champion of the Vari Empire, he said to his reflection. I was created to serve. Created, that was what they told him. The Vari had made him in their labs. They had taken DNA from many strong species to build the perfect warrior. That was why he did not look like them. That was why he was so much stronger. The door chimed. Enter, said Ta. Science Director Dodd walked in. The blue alien carried a tablet. His large eyes blinked rapidly, a sign of excitement. Champion Tai, we have your next mission, said Da. A human resistance cell has been found on the mining world Proxima I. You will lead our forces to destroy them. Ta nodded. When do we leave? 2 days, said Da. But first, you need your enhancement treatment. Ta felt a small twist in his stomach. The treatments were normal. He had them every month. The Vari said they kept him strong and healthy. But lately, they'd made him feel strange. Foggy. Like they were taking something away, not adding something. Is that necessary? Asked Ta. I feel strong. Day looked surprised. Of course it is necessary. We must keep you at peak performance. The humans are getting bolder. This resistance cell has already attacked 3 of our supply ships. Tai sat down at his desk and studied the mission details on Da's tablet. The screen showed pictures of a rough mining colony built into the side of a mountain. And there were pictures of humans. When he looked at them, the pain behind his eyes came back. These humans, said Ta slowly. Why do they fight us? Day blinked rapidly again, but this time it seemed like worry. They are violent by nature. They want our resources, our technology. They cannot be reasoned with. You know this, Champion Ta. You have fought them for 20 years. 20 years. The number echoed in Ta's mind. He remembered his first battle on a red planet with 2 suns. Or did he? The memory seemed clear, but also like it belonged to someone else. Yes, said Ta. I know this. Good, said Da. Your treatment is scheduled for tomorrow morning. After that, you will meet with the Stellar Guard to plan the attack. After Da left, Todd went back to the mirror. He looked at his hands. Strong hands. Hands that had killed many humans. The enemies of the Vari. But then another flash came to his mind. His hands holding something. A small metal object with a picture inside. In the picture, a woman smiled. And next to her, a man who looked like him. Todd blinked, and the image was gone. His head hurt badly now. Who am I? He whispered to the empty room. He knew he should report these strange thoughts to Science Director Da. A good weapon reports when it is not working right, but something deep inside told him not to. Something told him to keep these thoughts secret. For the first time in his life, Tai decided to disobey. He would not tell anyone about the images in his mind. Not yet. Not until he understood what they meant. The next morning, Tai sat in the medical center. Science Director Da and 2 medical staff prepared the treatment. They filled a large needle with blue liquid. This will help you stay strong, said Da. It will clear your mind of distractions. Tai watched as they pushed the needle into his arm. The blue liquid entered his body. It burned. It always burned. But today, it felt wrong. His mind fought against it. 4 hours later, Ta stood in the ship's meeting room. 10 members of the Stellar Guard stood around a large table. They were the best Vari soldiers, but they all looked small next to Ta. The human base is here, said Ta, pointing to a spot on the map. We will attack from 3 sides. Lieutenant Yun, a young female Vari with a scar on her neck, spoke up. Champion Ta, why not attack from the north side too? There is a small entrance there. The room went silent. No one questioned Ta's plans. Ever. Ta looked at Yun. Her question was simple, but it hit him like a heavy blow. Suddenly, he saw a different room. Different soldiers. A man in a uniform was saying, always challenge assumptions, Kim. That's what makes you a good officer. Kim. The name echoed in his head. Who was Kim? Champion Ta, said Eun. She looked worried. Did I speak out of turn? Ta blinked. The strange vision faded. No, your question is good. But the north entrance will be heavily guarded. They will expect us there. How do you know? Asked Eun. Because. Ta stopped. How did he know? The information wasn't in the reports. Because that is what I would do if I were defending the base. The meeting continued. Ta gave orders. The Stellar Guard listened. But inside, his mind was in chaos. The treatment should have cleared his thoughts. Instead, the strange memories were getting stronger. After the meeting, Tai went to the observation deck. It was a large room with tall windows that showed the stars outside. Usually the place was empty. But tonight, someone else was there. A female Vari stood by the window. She wore the white uniform of the medical staff. When she heard Tai enter, she turned quickly. Champion Ta. I didn't expect anyone else here, she said. I can leave, said Ta. No, please stay, she said. I'm Jin. I work in the medical center. Ta nodded and stood at the window. The stars stretched out before them. For a few minutes, they were quiet. Are you well, Champion Ta? Asked Jin suddenly. You seem troubled. Ta looked at her, surprised. Vari rarely noticed how he felt. To most of them, he was just a weapon, not a person with feelings. I am functioning properly, said Tai, using the words he always used. Jin smiled a little. That's not what I asked. For some reason, Tai felt he could talk to this Vari. I have been having strange thoughts. Things I can't explain. Jin's large eyes studied him. What kind of thoughts? Ta hesitated. Should he tell her? It could be dangerous. But something about Jin seemed different from other Vari. I see things. Places I've never been. People I've never met. But they feel familiar. Jin looked around quickly, as if checking if anyone could hear them. I work with the enhancement treatments, she said quietly. I've noticed things that don't make sense. Tay's heart beat faster. What things? Before Jin could answer, a loud alarm sounded throughout the ship. Red lights flashed. Emergency alert, said a voice over the speakers. Human forces have attacked Outpost Gamma 7. All combat units report to stations. Ta looked at Jin. Their conversation would have to wait. We will speak again, said Ta. Jin nodded. Be careful, champion. And trust what you feel. As Tai rushed to the launch bay, her words stayed with him. Trust what you feel. The problem was, he was feeling more and more that everything he knew might be a lie. 3 Vari ships flew toward the mining colony on Proxima I. Ta stood at the front of the lead ship, wearing his full battle armor. Behind him, 50 Vari soldiers waited for his orders. Lieutenant Yun stood at his side. We will land in 2 minutes, said the pilot. Ta nodded. Remember the plan. Team 1 with me through the main entrance. Team 2 with Lieutenant Yun from the east side. Team 3 covers the escape routes. The ships landed with a bump. The doors opened. Dust from the red planet blew in. Move out, ordered Ta. The battle started quickly. The human resistance fighters were ready for them. Shots fired from windows and behind rocks. Ta led his team forward. His armor protected him from the human weapons. Stay behind me, he told his team. Ta fired his weapon at a human position. He heard a cry as his shot hit its target. Something twisted inside him. Had he felt bad about killing humans before? He couldn't remember. The Vari forces pushed forward. The humans retreated deeper into the mining tunnels. Ta followed them, moving fast. He knew how humans thought. He could predict where they would go. This way, he said, turning down a side tunnel. We can cut them off. His team followed him. They ran through dark tunnels until they reached a large open area. Mining equipment sat unused. And there, trapped against a wall, were the human fighters. Surrender, said Ta. You cannot escape. Most of the humans dropped their weapons. They knew they were beaten. 2 Vari soldiers moved forward to tie them up. "Which one is the leader?" asked Ta. "That one," said Eon, pointing to a tall man with gray hair. "Commander Song, according to our reports." Ta walked up to the human leader. He expected to see fear in the man's eyes. Instead, he saw shock, then recognition. "Major Kim," whispered Commander Song. "Is that you?" Tai froze. Kim. That name again. The same name from his vision. "I am Champion Tai of the Vari Empire," he said, but his voice didn't sound sure. Commander Song shook his head. "No. You're Major Han Kim of Earth Special Forces. You disappeared 5 years ago. We thought you were dead." Tai's head filled with pain. Images flashed through his mind. A training ground. A mission briefing. This man, Commander Song, giving him orders. "You are confused," said Ta, but he wasn't sure who he was talking to. Song or himself. "Look at me, Han," said Song. "They've done something to you. You're human, not their pet weapon." "Silence him," ordered Lieutenant Yun. She raised her weapon. But before she could fire, Commander Song moved his hand to his belt. "Sorry, Han," he said, "but I can't let them take me." There was a flash of light. A loud boom. Song had triggered an explosive device. The blast threw Tai against the wall. Parts of the tunnel collapsed. Dust filled the air. Tai could hear screaming. His armor systems flashed warnings. When the dust cleared, Tai saw that he was separated from his team. A wall of fallen rock blocked the way back. He tried his communication device. It was dead. Tai was alone. His armor was damaged. And worst of all, the systems that delivered his daily dose of the blue liquid had been destroyed. Without that liquid, the Vari had warned him, his mind would become unfocused. He needed to find another way out. Todd moved deeper into the tunnels. His head pounded. New memories kept appearing. Memories of Earth, of training as a human soldier, of a family. "I am Tai," he said out loud, "champion of the Vari." But another voice in his head answered, "No, you are Major Han Kim, and everything you know is a lie." Todd moved through the dark mining tunnels. His armor lights helped him see. Each step was harder than the last. His head hurt badly. Without the blue liquid, memories kept flooding back. He remembered a beach, playing in waves as a child. His mother calling his name. Han. Not Ta. Han Kim. "No," said Tai out loud. "I am Ta. I was created in a Vari lab." But even as he said it, he knew it wasn't true. The memories were too real, too detailed. The feel of rain on his face, the taste of his favorite food, the sound of his father's laugh. After walking for an hour, Ta found an old control room. Dust covered everything, but some of the machines still had power. He saw a computer terminal with a blinking light. Tai sat down at the terminal. It was made for humans, not Vari. It fit him perfectly. His fingers moved over the keys. How did he know how to use a human computer? The Vari had never taught him that. But his hands remembered. The screen lit up. It showed a connection to Earth's military database. Ta typed in a name. Major Han Kim. A file appeared. There was a picture. The face was his face. The file said Major Han Kim was one of Earth's best Special Forces soldiers. It said he went missing 5 years ago during a mission to a Vari outpost. Presumed dead. "I'm not dead," whispered Ta. "No, Han. I'm here. They took me. They changed me." He searched for more information. He found reports about the war with the Vari. But they told a different story than what the Vari had told him. The Vari had attacked Earth first. They had tried to take over human colonies. The humans were defending themselves, not attacking without reason. Everything the Vari had told him was a lie. Meanwhile, on the ship Eternal Glory Jin worked in the medical lab. She had been thinking about her talk with Ta, about the strange thoughts he was having. She decided to look at his medical records. What she found shocked her. First, Ta's DNA. It wasn't mixed from different species as everyone believed. It was pure human. Second, the enhancement treatments. The blue liquid wasn't making him stronger. It was blocking his memories, changing his mind to make him obey. Jin dug deeper. She found a secret file. It showed that Tai wasn't the only one. The Vari had captured many humans. They had changed them all, made them into weapons against their own people. "This is wrong," said Jin to herself. "This is evil." Just then, the lab door opened. Security Director Min walked in. His cold eyes looked at Jin, then at the screen she was viewing. "What are you doing?" he asked. His voice was hard. Jin tried to close the files. "Just checking some medical records," she said. Min moved closer. "Those are restricted files. You don't have permission to see them." Jin knew she was in trouble. Min was known for his harsh treatment of rule breakers. She had to think fast. "I was concerned about Champion Ta's readings during his last treatment," she said. "I wanted to compare them to his previous ones." Min stared at her. "Step away from the computer, medical technician Jin. You are relieved of your duties until further notice." Jin stepped back. As soon as Min turned to call security, she grabbed a data stick from the computer. It contained copies of the files she had found. The truth about Tai and the other humans. Min turned back just as she slipped the data stick into her pocket. "Security will escort you to your quarters," he said. Jin nodded, trying to look scared but obedient. Inside, her mind raced. She had to find a way off the ship. She had to find Ta. He needed to know the truth. And the truth was, he was human. And the Vari had turned him into a weapon against his own people. Han moved carefully through the mining tunnels. He had removed parts of his Vari armor. It felt wrong now. He kept only the pieces that protected him. He knew the truth. He was Major Han Kim of Earth's Special Forces, not Ta, champion of the Vari. Everything had been a lie. Han heard voices ahead. He pressed himself against the wall and listened. Vari voices. A search team. "Champion Ta could not have gone far," said one voice. Han recognized it. "Lieutenant Yun." "Director Min says we must find him quickly," said another Vari, "before the treatment wears off completely." Han waited until they passed, then moved in the opposite direction. He needed to find a way off this planet. He needed to get back to Earth. But first, he needed allies. Back on the asterisk, Eternal Glory asterisk, Jin sat in her room. 2 guards stood outside her door. She was a prisoner now. But Jin had a plan. She pressed a hidden button under her desk. A small panel in the wall slid open. Not all Vari supported the war against humans. Some, like Jin, had learned the truth and formed a secret group. Jin took out a small communication device from the hidden space. She sent a message. "Need help. Have proof of human program. Must reach Ta." 10 minutes later, the lights in the hallway outside her room went out. The guards moved away to check the problem. Jin's door slid open. Another Vari stood there. "Hurry," he whispered. "We don't have much time." Jin followed him through dark service tunnels to a small ship bay. 3 other Vari waited there. "Did you really find proof?" asked one of them. Jin held up the data stick. "Yes, they've been lying to us all along. The humans didn't attack first. We did. And Ta, he's actually human. They captured him and changed his mind." "We need to find him," said the first Vari. "Our sources say he's still on Proxima Ia." "Then that's where we're going," said Jin. On Proxima Ia, Han had found a small room with supplies. He ate some food and rested. His head was clearer now. More memories had returned. He remembered his capture. His team had been on a mission to gather information about a Vari base. They were discovered. There was a fight. Han was knocked out. When he woke up, he was on a Vari ship. They put him in a machine. There was pain. Then, nothing. Until now. Suddenly, he heard a noise outside the room. Han grabbed a weapon and aimed it at the door. The door opened slowly. A human woman stood there. She wore dirty clothes and looked tired. Behind her were 5 more humans. "Don't shoot," she said. "We're with the resistance." Han lowered his weapon a little. "How do I know I can trust you?" "You're Major Han Kim," she said. "You disappeared 5 years ago. The Vari took you and turned you into their champion. We've been tracking you since the attack on our base." It matched what Han had learned, but he was still careful. "Who are you?" "I'm Dr. Sun. I used to work for the Vari. I created the drug they use to control humans, but when I learned what they were using it for, I escaped." She looked sad. "I'm trying to make up for what I did." Before Han could answer, there was a loud crash from outside. Everyone froze. "It's a ship," said one of the humans, looking out a small window. "Vari design, but small." Han raised his weapon again. "Get back. It could be a strike team." They waited as footsteps approached. The door opened slowly. Han was ready to fire. But it wasn't Vari soldiers. It was Jin. Behind her were 4 other Vari, all looking nervous. Han," said Jin. "I found the truth about what they did to you, about everything." Han stared at the group of Vari. "Why should I trust any Vari now?" Jin held out a data stick. "Because not all of us agree with what our leaders have done. Some of us want peace, and we have proof of their lies." Dr. Sun stepped forward. "Let me see that," she said, taking the data stick from Jin. Han watched as the human doctor and the Vari medical technician looked at the files together. 2 enemies, now working as allies. "With this evidence," said Dr. Sun, "we could change everything." Han, Jin, Dr. Sun, and their allies sat in a circle, making plans. The small room in the mining tunnels was crowded with humans and Vari working together. "The High Council is holding a big meeting on the Eternal Glory tomorrow," said Jin. "They're bringing leaders from all their allied species." "What for?" asked Han. "To celebrate a big victory against humans," said one of the Vari rebels. "They're saying you destroyed the main human base on Proxima I." Han shook his head. "But I didn't. I didn't even find it." "They don't care about the truth," said Dr. Sun. "They just want to convince their allies that humans are losing the war." Han stood up. His full memory had returned now. He remembered everything: his life on Earth, his family, his capture, and the years as Ta. "Then we need to show everyone the real truth," said Han. "We need to get on that ship." "That's impossible," said a human fighter. "The Eternal Glory is the most protected Vari ship." Jin smiled. "Not for their champion, it isn't. And I still have my medical clearance card. They haven't had time to delete it yet." "It's dangerous," said Dr. Sun. "If they catch us, they'll kill us all." "If we do nothing, this war will go on," said Han. "More humans will be captured. More will be turned into weapons like I was." Everyone was quiet, thinking about this. "I can get us on board," said one of the Vari rebels. "I work in the transport bay, but only a small group. Any more would be noticed." "Then it will be me, Jin, and Dr. Sun," said Han. "The rest of you should take the evidence and head to the nearest human outpost. If we fail, you'll be the backup plan." They worked through the night, making their plan. Dr. Sun prepared special injections. "This will block the effects of the control drug," she told Han, "in case they try to use it on you again." In the morning, they put their plan into action. Han put his Vari armor back on. With the helmet covering his face, he looked like Tai again. The Vari rebels' ship docked with the Eternal Glory *. The docking officer saw Ta's armor and immediately stood at attention. "Champion, we thought you were lost on Proxima I." "I completed my mission," said Han in a cold voice, just like Tai would use. "These 2 assisted me. They are to be rewarded." The officer nodded quickly and let them pass without checking Jin or Dr. Sun, who wore Vari medical uniforms. Once inside the ship, Jin led them through service tunnels to avoid security cameras. They needed to reach the main communication center. From there, they could broadcast the truth to all the ships gathered for the meeting. "The meeting starts in 1 hour," whispered Jin as they moved through the tunnels. "Security will be focused on the main halls." They were almost at the communications center when they heard voices coming toward them. There was nowhere to hide. "Keep walking," said Han. "Act normal." Around the corner came Lieutenant Yun and 4 security officers. They all stopped when they saw Han. "Champion Ta," said Yun, surprised. "You're alive." Security Director Min said you were missing in action. Han stood tall, trying to act like Ta. "I have returned to report directly to the High Council." Yun looked at Jin and Dr. Sun. Her eyes narrowed. "Medical technician Jin, you're supposed to be confined to quarters." "And who is this?" Han knew they were in trouble. Yun was too smart to fool. "Lieutenant Yun," said Han, taking off his helmet so she could see his face. "I need you to listen very carefully. Everything you know about this war is a lie." Yun raised her weapon. The other officers did the same. "You are not Ta anymore, are you? Security warned us the treatment might wear off." "No," said Han. "I'm not Ta. I never was. My name is Han Kim. I'm human, and I can prove that your leaders have been lying to all of you." Lieutenant Yun and her security team kept their weapons pointed at Han, Jin, and Dr. Sun. "You are all under arrest," said Yun. "Drop any weapons." Han looked straight at Yun. "Before you take us in, look at this," he said. He nodded to Jin, who slowly pulled out the data stick. "This contains proof that your leaders have lied to you," said Han. "About the war, about humans, about me." "Don't listen to him," said one of the security officers. "It's a trick." But Yun hesitated. Han could see doubt in her large eyes. "Lieutenant Yun," said Jin, "you've always been fair. You ask questions when others just obey. That's why you're a good officer. Please, just look at the evidence." Yun thought for a moment. Then she held out her hand. "Show me, quickly." Jin handed her a small screen with the data stick already inserted. Yun looked at the files while her team kept their weapons ready. As she read, her blue face turned pale. She saw proof that the Vari had attacked human colonies first. She saw the secret program that captured humans and turned them into weapons. She saw the lies the High Council had told about human aggression. "Is this real?" she asked, her voice shaking. "Every bit of it," said Dr. Sun. "I helped create the drug they used on Han and others. I've seen the program firsthand." Yun looked at Han. "You really are human." "Yes," said Han. "They captured me 5 years ago and made me forget who I was. They turned me into a weapon against my own people." Yun looked back at the screen, then at her security team. She made her decision. "Lower your weapons," she ordered. "But Lieutenant," one officer began. "That's an order," said Yun firmly. "We've been lied to. All of us." The officers lowered their weapons, looking confused. "What do you want to do?" Yun asked Han. "We need to reach the main communication center," said Han. "The High Council is about to feed more lies to your allies. We need to show everyone the truth." Yun nodded. "Follow me. There's a faster way." Yun led them through the ship, using her security clearance to avoid checkpoints. They reached a service door to the main communication center. "The meeting has already started," whispered Yun, checking the screen that showed the inside of the Great Hall. "Council Leader Jun is speaking to the allies now." On the screen, they could see the Grand Hall filled with different alien species. At the front, Council Leader Jun spoke from a high platform. "Our champion has struck a mighty blow against human aggression," Jun was saying. "Soon the human threat will be eliminated forever." "Now," said Han, "we need to get in there now." Yun used her security code to unlock the door. They entered a control room above the main hall. A Vari technician looked up in surprise. "What are you?" he began, but Yun quickly knocked him out. "Dr. Sun, Can you operate this system?" asked Han. Dr. Sun sat at the control panel. "Yes. It's similar to ones I've used before. Give me the data stick." As Dr. Sun worked, Han looked down at the hall. He could see Council Leader Jun continuing his speech, talking about the evil of humans and how they must be stopped. "I'm into the system," said Dr. Sun. "I can put you on every screen in the room. I can override Jun's microphone." Han took a deep breath. This was the moment. Everything depended on what happened next. "Do it," he said. Suddenly, every screen in the Great Hall changed. They now showed Han's face. Jun's microphone went dead. The hall fell silent in shock. "My name is Major Han Kim of Earth Special Forces," said Han. His voice boomed through the hall. "The Vari call me Champion Ta. For 5 years, I have fought for them. I have killed for them. But everything they told me, everything they've told you, was a lie." The aliens in the hall looked up at the screens in shock. Council Leader Jun was shouting, but no one could hear him. "And now," said Han, "I'm going to show you the truth." 3 months had passed since the day Han revealed the truth. He stood at a large window in the Peace Center, a new building on a neutral planet. Outside, ships from Earth and former enemy alien species landed peacefully. Han watched as humans and aliens walked together, talking without fear. It still seemed strange to him after years of war. "Hard to believe, isn't it?" said a voice behind him. It was Jin. She now worked as part of the new Vari government. "Yes," said Han. "Sometimes I still wake up thinking I'm Ta." "But you're not," said Jin. "You're Han Kim. And you changed everything." Han smiled. That day on the asterisk Eternal Glory asterisk had indeed changed everything. After he showed the evidence to all the alien representatives, chaos had erupted. Council Leader Jun had tried to shut down the broadcast, but it was too late. The truth was out. Some Vari officials had tried to claim that Han was lying. But then other humans who had been turned into weapons began to remember who they really were. 5 more came forward that same day. Within a week, dozens more had broken free from the control drug. The Vari Empire had fractured. Many Vari were horrified to learn what their leaders had done. A new government formed, led by those who wanted peace. "The peace talks are going well," said Jin. "Earth has agreed to share some of their resources if we share our technology." "And what about the other humans?" asked Han. "The ones like me?" "Dr. Sun has helped most of them recover their memories," said Jin. "Some have gone back to Earth. Others are staying to help with the peace process." They walked down a long hallway to a meeting room. Inside, representatives from 12 different species sat around a large table. Lieutenant Yun, now Ambassador Yun, represented the new Vari government. Han took his seat. As a human who understood the Vari, he had become an important part of the peace talks. "Today we will sign the final peace agreement," announced the meeting leader. "After centuries of war, we begin a new chapter." As Han listened to the speeches, he thought about his own journey, the pain of having his identity stolen, the horror of learning he had been used as a weapon against his own people, the long process of remembering who he really was. But good things had come from his suffering. Without it, this peace might never have happened. After the meeting, Han went to his private room. A message was waiting for him. It showed a picture of an older man and woman, his parents. After believing their son was dead for 5 years, they had learned he was alive. The message said they would arrive tomorrow for a visit. Han touched the screen, looking at their faces. Would they recognize him? Would he remember all the things a son should know about his parents? Dr. Sun had warned him that some memories might never return. There was a knock at his door. It was Lieutenant. "No, Ambassador Yun. A ship just arrived from Earth," she said. "They say they're bringing something that belongs to you." Han followed her to the landing area. A small Earth ship had landed. A young soldier stepped out, carrying a box. "Major Kim," said the soldier, saluting. "These are your personal effects from before your last mission. Your family saved them." Han opened the box carefully. Inside was a uniform, some photos, and a small book. His journal. He opened it and saw his own handwriting. Stories of his life before the Vari took him. "Thank you," said Han, his voice thick with emotion. That night, Han read his journal. Each page helped him remember more of who he was. Not Ta, the perfect weapon, but Han Kim, a human with strengths and weaknesses, hopes and fears. Tomorrow his parents would arrive. Soon, he would return to Earth for a visit. His life was his own again. As he looked out at the stars, Han thought about the strange journey that had brought him here. The Vari had taken everything from him. They had tried to turn him into a weapon. But in the end, that weapon had brought peace instead of war. Sometimes the truth really could set everyone free.